We are going to talk about the South Korean breed, the MEE KYUN DOSA, also known as the Korean Mastiff. This dog looks like a lot like an English Mastiff, so also known as Old English Mastiff, with a lot more wrinkles. One of its features, so to say, is specifically that they have wrinkles covering their eyes, that you also see sometimes with Mastino Napoletano or Sharpeye type of dog, but even more exaggerated. So this, in my opinion, just to give you a quick summary, is not a breed that is functional at all. The Korean enthusiasts will tell you it's a working type of dog, perfect guard dog and all the other stuff. And of course, a big dog as this is, it can reach 70-80 kilograms for the males with ease, is a strong dog that is capable to manhandle intruders. But a short nose and all those wrinkles, poor health, could also let it suffer a heart attack quite easily. So in my opinion, this is not a working breed, it's just a very exaggerated show breed. The dogs they appear to use were English Mastiff, but also Bloodhound and Mastino Napoletano, the Italian Mastiff, and Bordeaux dog. But I think they did something else as well. Could very well be that Sharpeye blood is in there, but especially they bred a short-nosed type of dog, which could either be the result of breeding different types of short-nosed breeds into it. Yeah. Such as English Bulldog, the show version with a very fat face. But I think they did something different. I think they inbred enormously to further get the exaggerated looks, and also I think this is they use deformed specimens to get to that exaggerated wrinkles, and also the flat nose that is extremely flat. And I also think that the Bull Mastiff was in there, the show version we know today. So that are some of my personal thoughts. I would like to know your thoughts about it. Then to answer the question, is the Korean Mastiff a mighty molosser or a deformed animal abuse case? I think it might be clear, but otherwise I will state it again, that it is the latter. And if you just showcase a dog for exaggerated looks, you get a lot of problems. And I will mention some. If you look at those dogs with all this loose skin, for example Mastino Napoletano, but also Sharpeye, you often see a lot of skin diseases. So for example, the flaps of skin are touching each other and there's some moisture between them, or they are rubbing against each other, so that's a big trouble. Also you see often cherry eyes, because those flaps pull that hard on the eyes, so they get infections on the eyes. And also because the eyes are that much closed, or almost not to be seen, you get a lot of debris building up, and also additional infections there. You can have eyelids rolling in, with all the drawbacks of that. See, seagulls, and that little guys, we call them couches. I don't know how you would call them. The bigger one there in the middle, we call crow. So that's a different species. You see them also here. But back to the Korean Mastiff. I think it's a shame that once mighty molossers are now depicted as this. And you also see this with the Mastino Napoletano and the Bordeaux dog, once mighty molossers, now overly wrinkled, short-nosed, all flappy and drooling specimens. And also this type of dog, even if you like wrinkles, it's not a nice dog to have in most cases, because it needs all that extra care it will smell a lot different, it will drool excessively, it has all those drawbacks. Extensive vet care is needed to sustain its life for a little bit more. Also this trend to breed heavier and heavier dogs instead of more, how to say this, more height, for example. A Great Dane, or better example, a Bully Kuta, is extremely big and extremely heavy, but it's heavy because it also has a big height, instead of just getting more and more weight on the same body and making like fatter and more broadened types of dogs that will also be very prone to injuries. So in my opinion this is just crossbreeding deformities, and I think they did heavy inbreeding to get to this type of dog, and also inbreeding on abnormalities that are, in my opinion, deformations and should not be done. So I'm not saying that the Korean people don't have nice dogs, because they have. For example, I like the Korean Jindo, but this Korean Mastiff type of dog is a no-go for me. The dog on the leash is a Patterdale Terrier. As you can see, for a small terrier still quite massive, but functionality in here. And over-exaggeration will lead to nothing. Of course, with a little bit more strength this could help tremendously, but if you overdo it, you get only problems. And this is for a Patterdale Terrier, I think already a very nice balance between strength and staying power that you want to have, and also nimble still. So of course a whippet will be faster, but this is a very nice combination of strength, speed and endurance. Have a nice day.